The veterinary records were with the vet that's caring for the dog and also owns the dog now.
Wait,
And
whoa,
those
whoa, whoa, whoa,
records
whoa,
are-
whoa, 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 whoa. This is new information. Oh, he really doesn't want to admit it. He really doesn't want to admit it. How can you assess damage when you don't have a visual? He keeps dancing around it because he doesn't want to admit it. But he's like, I can't say for certain if there's movement. It's a different dog. There's no paper trail. There's no chain of custody of the weapon. I'm sorry, the dog that Brian owned. And that's good. The jury gets to see it again. Bukhenik is making mistakes and he doesn't even realize it. Where's Jennifer? Line! Jen! Where's the timeline? Line! What am I supposed to say here? Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Buckle Up, It's the Law. Folks, today we are going to cover Bukhenik. As promised, we are going to finish the day off today with a Bukhenik video about the raw car footage. Without further ado, let's go!
This has previously been marked as 12A. If we could, with the court's permission, zoom in on the Chevy Traverse in the upper left-hand, the vehicle in the upper left-hand corner of the video.
Okay.
Pause it. Just go ahead and zoom in on the upper left-hand corner. Okay. Pause. Did you see anything happen with the left rear tire of the other car in the driveway?
Which car are you talking about?
The highlighted portion, the parked car, which is the left rear tire that's zoomed in on.
You know that Bukhenik knows which car Jackson is talking about, but he's trying to deflect, like, which car are you talking about? They're all like professional gaslighters. That's one thing I love about the trial is you learn what kind of people to avoid in life.
I wasn't paying attention to the tire. Can you play it again, please?
With the court's permission?
Okay.
Let's try that one more time.
And that's good. The jury gets to see it again. Bukhenik is making mistakes and he doesn't even realize it.
Pause it. Okay, you can take that down. Did you see anything happen with that left rear tire of the Chevy Traverse?
Yes, it moved.
Based on that video, it appears there might have been movement there.
Last year, and you've seen this video several times, correct?
I have.
You saw it during the course of your investigation, not just in the course of proceedings, correct?
Right.
Last year, you indicated that you observed the vehicle, Miss Reed's vehicle, come near Mr. O'Keefe's car. Which one in that video was Mr. O'Keefe's car?
The Chevy Traverse.
And that would be the car that was parked and static, not moving, correct?
Correct.
Having seen this, do you still believe that the SUV came near the Chevy Traverse, or do you believe it struck the Chevy Traverse?
With the clarity of that video, there is a lot of movement in the shot. Not with great certainty. It appeared that there was movement of the tire, but I cannot say with 100% certainty that there was movement.
You can't say with 100% certainty that that tire
Really
shifted and wiggled upon some sort of an impact.
Based on the video, there appeared to have been movement.
Okay.
Okay.
You had this video.
He keeps dancing around it because he doesn't want to admit it. But he's like, I can't say for certain if there's movement. Why are they all turning into Hector Salamanca? Can somebody please explain this to me? Why do they all have that little bottom lip, like trying to encroach, trying to like, I'm gonna get the nose. One of these days, I'm gonna get the nose. I'm not exaggerating. You guys know what I'm talking about. Why do they all look like the bottom lip is about to encroach and like touch the nose or maybe lick an eyeball? Like, I don't get it. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I'm dead grab ass. I cannot figure out why they are all turning into Hector Salamanca. Paul Gallagher, same thing. Bukhenik, same thing. Let me know in the comments below. And by the way, as you're scrolling, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you get more of this amazing content. Bukhenik, it just... Let me know in the comments below if you think Bukhenik is... And why. Just tell me why they're all turning into Hector Salamanca. Let's just go with that.
The first
Why
3
you
years
think-
of your investigation, you had this video very early on, correct?
That's correct.
For the first several years of your investigation, did you either deny, well, let me ask it this way, was it your assessment that the SUV did not contact that Chevy Traverse?
My assessment with the totality of it all was that based on the video, there was no damage
That's not the question he
that
asked.
occurred to either vehicle at that point in time.
That wasn't my question.
Yep.
My question was your assessment that there was no contact between the two vehicles? Is that what you assessed?
How can you assess damage when you don't have a visual? Otherwise, you are just purely estimating. And again, the jury, you got to remember, the jury is picking up everything that he is putting down. And what I mean by that is when he is being evasive on very simple, basic questions, I love that. Because then the jury's like, is this guy serious? What crawled up his ass and died? Why is he not... I get it, and I'm just a juror. Or as some people say, juror. I'm just a juror. Why? He's a cop, you know, former Massachusetts State Police Trooper Proctor's bitch, and you don't get it? Like, come on, dude. I love it.
Your investigation.
I did not assess that there was no contact, no.
Even as recently as last year, you testified in another proceeding that the SUV came close to the Chevy Traverse, correct?
Yes, I said there's a lot of movement in that shot. It's difficult to tell if there was more for me to observe and push that certainty level up. I would have testified differently.
As you've seen the video enhanced, zoomed in on, do you wish to amend that testimony from last year? Objection.
Ask it differently.
Sure. Given what you've just seen, what is your testimony now about whether or not that SUV struck the Chevy Traverse?
There is movement of the tire.
Okay.
There is
No, there's
movement.
movement of the tire.
Okay.
Earthquake.
Only took us about 5 minutes to get here, but we finally got there. See, what should have happened, and this testimony would have been 5 times shorter, is if Jackson had asked the question, do you see the tire move? And Bukhenik would just be like, yes, the tire moved. I have no doubt that the tire moved, or something. Or, excuse me, I have no doubt that the tire moved. Anyway, instead it took us 5 minutes to get to the same place where we should have been 5 minutes ago. Ridiculous.
I'm asking you, based on what you just saw in this video, do you believe that the SUV struck the Chevy Traverse?
Yes.
Logically speaking, the two vehicles
Made
had to
contact.
have come into contact for the tire to move.
Yes.
They collided, correct?
At a slow speed, yes.
Which area of the SUV collided with the Chevy Traverse?
The right rear tire. Excuse me, the right rear
It
headlight.
appears from the video it's the right rear area of the Lexus SUV that comes into contact with the Traverse.
Oh, he really doesn't want to admit it. He really doesn't want to admit it.
What time was this video taken?
I believe that is at 5:07 a.m., if I'm not mistaken.
Why is he like falling asleep? He used to be a little bit more energetic last
Thank
year.
you, Sergeant. I want to change gears again, if I could, and ask you about a dog. You're aware that the Alberts Nicole Albert, Brian Albert, had a dog that they named Chloe on on January 28th, 29th of 2022, correct?
Objection.
I'll allow the question. Were you aware of that?
At what point in time, sir?
January 28th, 29th, that area.
Was I aware that they owned a dog on January 28th or 29th?
No. Are you aware now that on January 28th or 29th, they owned a dog? There was a dog in the house.
Now I am aware, yes.
Okay. During the course of your investigation, you learned that, correct?
Yes.
During the course of your investigation, did you also become aware that the Alberts got rid of their family dog?
Objection.
I'm going to see you at sidebar on this, please.
Sure. I think I forgot where I left off. May I, Your Honor? Thank you.
The dog
Sergeant,
Jackson.
at some point during the course of your investigation, did you learn that the Albert family had gotten rid of the dog named Chloe?
We learned that they no longer cared for the dog. I don't know if get rid of is accurate.
Well, they don't have it.
They no longer cared for the dog. See, choice of words is everything because that's where the subconscious reveals itself. Typically, when a person is lying like this. And since we all know he's lying, it makes the job easy. You don't have to decipher, like, is this one the lie? Like, they no longer cared for the dog. It's very revealing because we all know that the Alberts needed to get rid of the dog because they were afraid that the dog's teeth might be checked against John's arm. And since if you watch the last video, you know that I came to the conclusion that there's a reason Chloe was not good with strangers. And again, let me know in the comments below as you subscribe when you roll past it. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with this theory. I'm curious what the people have to say about this. That Chloe was not good with strangers because, very simply, Brian Albert was training her to be his like personal attack dog, like a weapon. He was training Chloe as a weapon. That's why she was not good. Like dogs, even German Shepherds. I've met German Shepherds. They are amazing animals and they are very friendly if you train them right, if you teach them right, if you treat them right. And Bukhenik saying they didn't care for the dog at some point is very revealing because they're like, yeah, we don't care about Chloe. We need to get rid of her. It's a little revealing. I may be stretching it out here, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I know my limits as well. But it just feels like he knows. Obviously, he knows. And it wasn't like a Freudian slip or anything, but it definitely is a little telling about the Albert's state of mind at the time they got rid of Chloe. That's just my opinion. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree. Because I may just be like too much of a stretch here.
What would you call it?
Giving it up for adoption, I guess? I don't know. I'm not a pet owner.
Yeah, I'm not a pet owner. That tells me everything I need to know about Bukhenik. I know a lot of people don't have pets, but some people just won't be able to have pets. And the fact that Bukhenik doesn't have a pet is also very telling. And I get it. Like, if you don't have a pet, don't feel bad. I'm not going to be like, you are a sociopath if you don't. Like, no, I'm not one of those people. But, like, just the fact that he certainly doesn't. I don't think any of these people have pets, honestly. Not a single person who testifies, I don't think, has a pet. I would bet money that only like 5% of the prosecution's witnesses are pet owners. Who wants to take that bet? I'll put $5. I'll put $5. Would you take that bet? Let me know in the comments below.
I'm sorry?
What if they didn't give it up for adoption?
Rehomed, I guess?
Okay. So it's no longer with him, right?
Correct. They no longer own the dog.
Okay, so they got rid of it. It's like you get rid of a car, right?
He doesn't want to admit it.
Right?
You can get rid of a car, yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And you can get rid of a dog. That's all I'm asking.
Yes, you can get rid of a dog, yes.
Okay.
There you go. Good
At some
boy.
point during the course of your investigation, did you find out that the Albert family got rid of Chloe?
We learned that they no longer owned Chloe, yes.
Okay. When did you learn that?
Timeline. I wish you could probably like sit there and look. Where's Jennifer? Line. Jen. Where's the timeline? Line. What am I supposed to say here? Like in a movie. Oh, I amuse myself.
I cannot tell you exactly. I can tell you when we looked into it officially.
When did you look into it officially?
I traveled to the dog's home and assisted with identifying the dog and investigating that animal.
Okay.
When?
What documentation did you use to identify?
Didn't he literally just say, I can tell you when, and then he never did? Unless I missed it. I'm sorry. This is...
that?
I just can't. I want to get through this.
It was veterinary records.
I want to stop you there. Veterinary records from whom? From the Albert family? When they...
I did not get any veterinary records from the Albert family.
The veterinary records that you did get were veterinary records that had been utilized with the Albert name? Where were these veterinary records?
The veterinary records were with the vet that's caring for the dog and also owns the dog now.
Okay.
Wait,
And
whoa,
those
whoa, whoa, whoa,
records
whoa,
all-
whoa, 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 whoa. This is new information. The vet owns the dog now? Is the vet going to testify? Yeah, Chloe is mine. Here, would you like me to bring Chloe into court? I'll bring her to court. She's not good with strangers still, or maybe she is now that I've treated her properly. I don't know. I'm curious.
Also had been dated prior to when the dog was owned by the Alberts.
Okay. So, other than some veterinary records that, and by the way, the dog's not even named Chloe, correct?
The new owners renamed the dog, yes.
Cora?
That's correct.
And the new owners did not get that dog from Brian and Nicole Albert, did they?
No, they did not.
They got it from a separate person. Is that right?
That is correct.
Separate person named Riley?
That's her last name, yes.
What?
And did this person Riley have any records showing purchase of Chloe or adoption of Chloe from the Alberts?
No.
It's a different dog. It's a different dog. It's a different dog. There's no paper trail. There's no chain of custody of the weapon. I'm sorry, the dog that Brian owned. And they named her something very similar to Chloe, Clora, to make it seem like, oh yeah, that's Chloe 2.0. Well, it literally is Chloe 2.0. It's a brand new dog. It's a brand new dog. I'm convinced.
The
Different dog.
you did write a report about the newest owner of this animal, this dog, correct?
I documented my trip to the location and the
This is all new.
steps I took and services I provided in the investigation.
None
And
of this.
in that,
None of this happened in the first trial. And by the way, if you don't believe me, I did Bukhenik's testimony piece by piece from the first trial. There's an entire playlist. By the way, if you guys don't know about the playlists, oh my God, I'm about to blow your mind. Listen to this. I have Brian Higgins, Yuri Bukhenik, Jennifer McCabe, Matthew McCabe, Ali McCabe, Trooper Paul, Guarino, and several others. And each one has their own playlist. Higgins is like 11 episodes. Oh, and of course, Trooper Proctor back when he was still on the force. That was like one of the first ones I've done. Almost, how could I forget about Pooper Proctor? Bukhenik, I broke down, I think also about 9 or 11 episodes. There is now, go ahead, watch it. You will not find a single instance where they talk about Chloe. Not one instance where they talk about Chloe being bought or taken or whatever by Riley, and then Riley giving it to some vet. This is their cover story. They realize the dog is the weakest link. Now, Jennifer McCabe still screwed up because she doesn't understand how dog psyche works. So when she came over to, Brad, wake up, or whatever, however she does her screaming voice that she did in the first trial. Thank God she didn't do it this trial. That was horrific. I had nightmares for weeks after that. And so Bukhenik, this is brand new stuff in trial number 2. This has not been talked about ever, to my knowledge, in the first trial. This is their cover story, the Alberts cover story for, well, what happened to Chloe? Oh, this is what happened to Chloe. Wow.
In that report, you omitted the name of the new owner.
I'm not sure.
Did you omit the location of where you actually came in contact with this animal?
You're going to have to show me my report. I don't remember.
You're gonna have to show me my report. More evasiveness. Just this guy can't stop. He can't be straight for a second. It's disgusting.
Did this, reviewing your report, refresh your recollection as to whether or not the new owner's identifying information is in this report?
It did.
And is
He
that
looks very
information in the
unhappy.
report?
No, it is not.
You've got, there are some veterinary records.
By the
that you
way,
supplied along
here's
with your
another
report,
thing.
correct?
I want to do this real quick. So to the body language expert panel, and I think I already know the answer to this, but I want to hear it from the experts. So since you guys are so good at answering the call, and I love you guys, and thank you for doing that, I'm going to ask you to answer the call once more. Eric Hunley and crew. I forget who it was that did the video last time. It was like author Austin something. I do apologize. I'm sorry. It's very early in the morning. I'm recording this at like 5 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday, May 13th. And my brain is still firing up. So please excuse me for not remembering your name. But you did such a phenomenal job. I'd love either your input or Eric's or whatever about this moment right here. So here's the scene. Bukhenik was just given his report. There is stuff in it that he obviously does not like. And he knows that he did not name the new owner in his report. He omitted critical information. Now watch his body language, and I'm going to preface it by saying his arm is going to go up. He's going to say, I did not, and then he's going to put his arm down and he's going to relax. My theory is that, putting up a barrier anytime, it's a psychological thing. Like there's a term for, like, I forget what it's called, for when like somebody fires a gun at you and people will like hold their hands up because the brain is ancient. It's millions and millions of years old in evolution, and guns are a fairly new invention, only been around for a few hundred years, let's say a couple thousand maximum, not even, maybe 1500. I don't know when this gun invent. I never researched this, but regardless, because the speed at which the bullet travels, for instance, is going to be very new to the brain. The brain still reacts in the same way, like to try and stop the bullet from hitting. And it's very common, like these injuries are very common when people get fired at and they know it's coming. Gun experts, let me know in the comments below what the term is. I just can't remember right now. Like I said, it's too early in the morning. But Bukhenik uses his arm, and we use our arms as shields, as like a barrier to try and like separate us from something we don't like. And he's separating himself artificially from the jury using his arm. Like we use podiums, we use other objects to kind of distance ourselves when we feel uncomfortable as speakers. He can't do that. He can't move the podium because he's sitting in a witness chair. The only thing he can do is put up a barrier. And watch this. Watch this barrier.
Owner's
It's beautiful.
identifying information is in
He
this
scowls. He slumps.
It did.
report? And is that information in the report?
No, it is not.
He puts up a
You've
barrier. No, it is not. And he puts the barrier down because he's not comfortable telling the jury that the owner's name is not in the report. Anyway, I want the behaviorist panel, the body language panel to give me some analysis on that, because this is a common theme, and I'm sure the people will appreciate it.
There are some veterinary records that you supplied along with your report, correct?
Yes.
That you gathered?
I'm sorry, what was
That
it?
you gathered along while you were doing
Yes.
May I approach?
Yes.
All right, folks, we're going to resume this portion of Bukhanik's testimony tomorrow. I wanted to thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel. If you need a lawyer, call us 1-844-77-4HURT. That's 1-844-774-HURT. We do injury cases all over the country. And I want to just correct myself a little bit because we started getting calls which I cannot help with. For instance, we got a call the other day about a private assault. There was a person-on-person assault. Those we can't help you with. That's not a case that we would represent you on because you need a prosecutor. The person committed a crime. Now, they may also be sued for civil damages. I normally don't do those. Some attorneys do, some attorneys don't. If the person is loaded, like maybe you could pursue them and get some money, but those are not cases that I'm not personally interested in. It is much easier and much better to go up against big, bad insurance companies that are drowning in money they don't even know what to do with and extracting money out of them. So, you know, if you slipped and fell at a grocery store, or if you had a dog bite, like John O'Keefe, may you rest in peace. If you suffered a car accident, a truck accident, bicycle accident, pedestrian accident, if one of your loved ones has been killed by a police officer, you know, I love doing 1983 actions. For those of you who don't know, I represent Bao Nguyen. Bao was arrested and assaulted by Massachusetts State Police Trooper Hardman, right as he was arriving at the Karen Reed trial. So I'm actually getting ready to file that. Not in court. We're not in court yet. I just want to alert the Attorney General, and you'll see. You'll see what I mean. It's coming. I just need a few more days. Bye, everybody.